And welcome back to the Data Debrief video series. I'm Dr. Jenna Cullining-Heggie, Vice Chancellor of Institutional Research and Analytics. Today it's my pleasure to introduce you to the applicant analysis, one of the data resources that's helping to inform and drive decision making with the Strategic Enrollment Management Plan, as well as the regular work of enrollment management and the consultation with SWIM Digital, which many of you have been engaged in. I wanted to talk a little bit about what this report tells us. We had a new year of data just updated, so this is our new release that includes the fall 22 applicant information. And I'll just tell you a little bit about what this report is used for and what it contains. So when we think about the enrollment process, we really think about it as a funnel. So some students start with us, they maybe inquire and show their interest in ACC. Some actually start an application, then move to actually completing an application. They complete forms, they become ready to register, they actually register for classes and enroll and stay enrolled through the end of the term. So this is part of the student life cycle when they go from applicant to enrolled student. So we want to understand how well ACC is supporting students to move through that funnel, how we've been improving over time, and at what points, what transition points in that process are students getting stuck in that we can make our processes more efficient. So this is a summary that shows you the last 5 years. We look at a particular fall cohort and look at each of those transition steps that I described. The fall 22 data you can see here is showing that 91% of students who started an application actually finished their application. 77% completed all the forms of those who completed and submitted their application. 94% were ready to register of those who completed all their forms. 58% actually registered of those who were ready to register. 88% enrolled by the end of the term, divided by those who were registered. And then we have these overall transition points. You can also see how many individuals started applications and how many were enrolled at the end of that funnel. And then we get a total yield rate by looking at the whole process. So for this whole process, about 33% of the individuals who started an application actually were enrolled by the end of the term. And that was 5,866 students. So what are we noticing here as we compare across cohorts? One is that these transition points have changed over time. And in particular in the fall 22 data, which you can see in the chart, in the table or in the chart here, that transition 0 we do pretty well in. Over almost 90% of students are making it through that first step. But our transition 1 from the yellow to the blue here and transition 2, we saw nice improvements at these stages. We did see a drop in transition 3, but what's happening is it's really important to get more students through kind of the higher stages of the funnel. We keep more students through here, 1 and 2, and we ultimately netted more students. You can see this 5,866 is more than what we got last year, the 5,637, even though there were more students who actually started an application. That's why our yield rate has moved from 30% to 33%. So we're making some really important, strong improvements towards the top of the funnel, and we'll continue to seek additional efficiencies as we move down the funnel. So this first tab is showing you each of those transition points. We also look at this information by different student subgroups. So we can look at each of those transitions again, but we can separate them out for dual credit students, high school graduates who are recent grads, high school graduates who are not recent grads, so older adults, college transfers in, and college graduates. Some of the things to point out here, if you look at high school dual credit programs, you can see generally they have very high transition rates for a total yield of 61%, which is the highest that we have for all of these different cohorts. On the low end are our not recent high school graduates with 20% yield compared to that 33% overall. And they really struggle here on the completed all forms stage where they're at 55%. So this helps us think about the different needs of students and where they maybe get stuck in this process of moving towards enrollment. Let me quickly show you what these reports can look like. You can actually find them on TIPS. So if you are a TIPS user, and I hope you are all TIPS users, you can go to the OIRA website, click on TIPS, and go into our reports and data table section. And under this tab right here, ACC Monitor What Matters, you can actually take a look at these reports called the Applicant analysis. The latest fall 2022 data is available, and you could take a look at any one of these by subgroup. You can look at college-wide overall, just traditional students, just high school graduates, etc. And when you pull those up, they will look a little something like this. You can see lots of different breakouts. For example, by area of study, you can look at each of the transition points by those 10 different areas of study. You can look by race and ethnicity. You can look by combinations of race, ethnicity, and area of study, gender. There's also information about FAFSA applications and the like. So I hope that this has been useful to help you understand the applicant analysis reports that we offer, what's been going on that we see in our fall 2022 data, and that you know where to find it now on the tips reports section, so under the applicant analysis. All right, as always, please feel free to reach out to the Office of Institutional Research and Analytics. We look forward to hearing from you. Bye-bye.